see what is the best Robusto of the last 12 months. In particular, we have two cigars, the Ramon Allones Specially Select from September 07 up against the Cohiba Robusto from March 2008. In every poll that we do have, these two cigars come out as 1 and 2, either way. I'm going to find out today exactly which one comes out ahead. Construction, aroma at cold.
Looks a bit dry.
There's a bit of grassiness about it.
To me it smells like smoked salmon because I opened it up.
That was the other one.
Provide some nibbles. And she's fairly light aroma, just like tobacco.
Yeah.
Dusty almost, rather than oily.
Yeah.
To me.
Construction to mine's fine.
Yeah, it feels good.
The construction looks good, although
The foot looks a little
the
open.
box press always looks a bit.
You're not a fan of it.
No, I've never liked the box.
What is it?
This is my little Swiss Army cigar cutter. You can just imagine someone lost up there in the Alps. What are they going to turn to?
Exactly. Mine's probably a bit easy draw. So
Well, you're the first one to bitch on a tight one, so thank God it is slightly easy.
Didn't he bitch on the guava pyramid?
Light her up, tough boy. Always a big fan of detailing the opening of a cigar. I know it's only a few mils, but let's get the opening in.
Light cocoa going on there.
I'm still very dusty, dry, earthy. I'm not seeing any spice.
Yeah, you're right on that dustiness though.
Yeah,
There's that.
it's very dusty for me.
It's a restrained Ramon Allones start. It's not as vibrant as I've had in the past. Good start. Let's see how it goes into the first third.
Nice flavour. It's not being too adventurous. It's not going too far for me at the moment.
Medium body.
Medium, just under medium for me.
Draw's good.
Yeah, draw's beautiful. It's a beautiful flavoured cigar and all.
Not doing much for me at the moment, to be honest.
Oh, what are you expecting?
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. Seriously.
It's not doing a lot for me at the moment. It's not. It's inoffensive. It's certainly not an offensive cigar. It's pleasant. Some of that you're talking gingerbread flavours. I think a little bit of that.
It is a good, solid cigar. It's medium bodied. It's got some gingerbread. It's got some fresh baked dough. It certainly isn't among the best of the fresh Ramon Allones Specially Select I've tasted. At the end of the first third,
Academic.
solid, medium bodied, enjoyable, not a great. Let's see how it finishes up. Gentlemen, into the second third. Let's get your thoughts. I'll start with you, Ken, this time.
No worse. Perfectly pleasant cigar, but to me it's as straight as an arrow. There's been almost no evolution. It's very straightforward, but it's certainly quite pleasant. I'd be more than happy to sit here, read a book, have a glass of wine, and smoke one of these any time.
Very pleasant.
Yeah, you wouldn't be disappointed with this at all.
No,
At the same time,
it hasn't varied.
What are
It's
they,
not
$7, $8?
It's not giving you a chubby. It's not taking to a whole new extent. Gingerbread's gone.
Oh, I've still got a bit of that, I
I'm
reckon.
getting more darker coffee. No,
Melancholy?
no, melancholy.
Not this week.
It hasn't got the darkness to it.
There's a little bit of that sort of espresso grind character rather than
Yeah.
coffee bean, but
What are we drinking, Ken?
that is the Heritage Estate Reserve Chardonnay, Reserve Chardonnay 2007, which actually was recently named in a wine magazine as the best wine in Australia for 2008. But I think it's a very, very fine,
It's enjoyable.
thoroughly enjoyable
It's actually
Chardonnay.
not a bad compliment to the cigar.
White wine and cigars. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think I suspect there's more for me in white wine and cigars than there is in red wine.
Gentlemen, we're coming down to our last third, so let's wrap this review of the Ramon Allones Specially Select up. Start with you, Smitty.
It hasn't gone too far. It's got a little stronger, as you'd expect. I'm getting a little bit more breadiness to it. Yeah, it's a pleasant enough cigar, but it's not, as I mentioned earlier, the excitement of a box of Ras. This is just running straight down the middle. It's a good running back.
A good running back.
We've been talking NFL. Yeah, for me, this is shit, even the Redskins play better than this. Mine's got a bit minty.
Minty.
Yeah, a bit minty, and not necessarily a particularly pleasant mint. It's certainly gone a bit above the medium body now. It's built up.
It's medium full.
Yeah, but I guess you'd expect that. But it's still, there's nothing much happening here. Seriously, whoever named these specially selected, it's the greatest travesty on the English language for this to
Be fair,
specially
you've had
selected.
some great ones.
Yeah, but this is not one of them. This is okay. It's pleasant. It's the
It's
same.
good.
As
Rank it
it's
over
been
100.
the whole time.
Smitty,
87.
86, 87.
so it's a solidly good cigar.
So, yeah, but I mean, I tend to go a bit higher than most people. That's probably his 84.
Fine. No, that's fine. I see where you're coming from. You're right. It's definitely not one of the great RAS. It's got some charred wood notes coming out. It's medium full at this point. I see where your minty comes from. I see it's got some
The burn's been good until right now.
Some menthol.
it's, yeah, a
the
little bit of
menthol,
menthol. It's got a little bit of menthol coming through, which to me says youth. It really hasn't found its stride at any stage. It tried hard. It went out relatively hard. It tried to hold the line. It couldn't quite do it. I would rate it at 85. Look, overall, Ramon Allones Special Select. This wasn't the greatest of examples. Solid cigar. Let's see how it compares
say
to the
that all.
Cohiba Robusta from 08, which is our next tasting.
Tell us about it, Rob.
The possum really hasn't come back, has it? The duct tape's on the... Yeah, well, mate, you can't drink that. That's just too warm.
Well,
It was a nice enough wine too, but it was just...
typical bloody Australian has to have.
No,
Put
I
ice
don't mind room temperature, but that was just... That's actually warmer than room.
Been in the freezer. Can't be warmer than room
How long
temperature.
has been in the freezer for?
20 minutes.
Welcome to our next series of reviews, and thank you very much to Ken Gargett to allow us into his salubrious home for this series of tasting.
It's a nice chair.
Well,
It's lifestyles of the homeless. But
he's here more than I am because he won't go home to his wife.
But Ken would be the king of the homeless. I mean, he's got a roof and plenty of cardboard boxes. Anyway, what
It's an ashtray.
what we're here to do today, for those who often wonder about Australia and the fact that we have snakes, we just found the snake skin
We didn't
here
just find it. It was.
Oh, just there.
on Ken's deck. So
I went away, came back, and the bloody thing has done its skin right on the mat at the front door, if you don't mind. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, let's try to get inside where it found it. Where it would have been at home. Warm,
Well,
more like the jungle than the jungle. But fantastic.